Let's have another go at this, folks. Of course, you know what it is. Yesterday, beautiful arrangement, beautiful classical arrangement, I might add. Now, it's been up before. I've done this before, but I put it up with tablature, and a lot of people are shy away from tablature for understandable reasons because it doesn't give you all the information. However, I've put it up in my idiot-proof way. Now, what does that mean for newcomers to the channel? It means that you've got to be an idiot not to be able to understand what to do. You might have trouble playing it, which I don't think you will, but you certainly will be able to understand what it is. Unlike tablature, this tells you where your fingers of your left hand go. It tells you everything, more or less. Okay, and I'll tell you that I'll fill in the gaps with the tutorial. So let's have a look for those new to the channel. This are your 12 frets. The dots are where your fingers go. It's telling you there's number 3 there. Can you see it? So you're going to use finger number 3. 1, 2, 3. And put that finger there. Down below, these are your string numbers. You see these numbers running along here? You've got 6 strings. Of course you have. 1 to 6. Anything you see that's written individually, like a, what is it, 6 and a 4, separately, you'll play them separately, of course. And anything in brackets, see here we've got a 3 and a, what is it? I can't see, 3 and a 2. You'll pluck those 2 strings together. And the timing, the beats are going to run down the bottom if you need them. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and etc. And if you do that, now clearly it looks like there's a gap between the 1 and 2. It's only because of the way the diagram runs, okay? Just imagine that it's all linked together as one thing. Let me play that for you, this intro, all right? I've got the intro here. So it's telling me, please stay, telling me to use my 3rd finger there. Fingers are grouped in the usual way here, okay, for this particular track. Your thumb will look after 6, 5 and 4, 3, 2 and 1, all right? And whatever string is called upon, you have the right finger to play it. Pretty important that, otherwise you end up in a tangly mess. So it's telling me to play a 6 and a 4 and then a 3 and 2. 6, 4, and then 3 and 2 together. Why together? Because it's in a bracket. All right. Then it's telling me to play 2 6s, and then a 4, then a 3, and then a 2. If I was to count underneath that, looking at the beats, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we do it twice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there's our introduction to yesterday, this wonderful classical arrangement yesterday, done. All right, so that's a little crash course on what we're going to do. Now I'm going to continue with it now. Before I do, I would like you all to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. So everything on my site is free. All the downloads are free. And speaking of downloads, what I'm going to show you now, if you click on the blue link below, you'll see it there. Click on that. All the paperwork that accompanies this, all my idiot-proof paperwork, you can just have a look at or download it in paper form like this and play the track, all right? It's not tablature. It's unique to the channel, this. It's Rob Fenner's idiot-proof way of making really tricky things completely and utterly simple, all right? I mean that. If you follow what I'm telling you, you'll be playing this and it's brilliant, you know. And you can share it with whoever you like, I don't care. If you want to spin it around to other people, you know, tell them who did it if you like, but you know, I don't care, tell them you did it, I'm not bothered. Right, as long as you learn how to play the guitar, that's all that bothers me. Let's look at the verse. This is where the melody would come in, you know, if you were singing it. Let me play it first, then I'll show you how to do it. You can hear the melody coming in there, can't you? So we're on page 2 of the verse. Again, this is where you'll put your fingers. When you see something like that with a little circle around it, it's telling you something's going to happen with that particular finger. What that is written down the bottom here. All right? Can you see that? And it's telling you that we've got a 6 and 3 there played together, and then you've got you've got 2 3s there. So what that's telling you is at that point you will take that finger off and play them, in this case, open. Okay, I will demonstrate again. So it's telling me to put these two on to start with, this one here and this one here. Fingers 2 and 3, 6 and 3 together. Then it's telling me to play the third string twice open. And then the next diagram says I play 6, 6, 4, 3, 2. Yesterday. Okay, let's move on now swiftly. The next shape, you've got 3 all in the same fret, okay? 1, 2 and 3. And again, it's telling you that there's a fourth string, a fourth finger going to be here. It's got a circle around it. But look down the bottom to see what you do. 6 and 3 to start with. Then a 4. Then a 2. And then it's telling me to add a fourth finger. And that's what that little circle meant. Alright, that's another way of playing an F sharp minor. Next shape, we move our little finger up to the 4th fret, and our first finger will now come up to the 5th string at the 2nd fret, and it's telling me to play a 5 and a 2 together because it's in a bracket, and then a 1. Okay, page 2 is done. On to page 3. I'll just play the previous beat just so you know we did this. Can you see? We played the 5 and the 2 and then the 1. Now I always, although the diagram doesn't tell you this, it says a 1 on the same picture. But you get like this discord, and the diagrams can only give you so much information. When you play that one, I want you to lift this little finger off. So you're going to do this. And as you're doing so, you're going to spin these fingers around and put your second finger on the 3rd string at the 2nd fret and your 3rd finger on the 1st string at the 2nd fret, at which point you'll play a 3, 2 and a 1. And then it's telling you that you're going to add a little finger, a 4th finger, to the 1st string at the 3rd fret. Okay, so I'll play it from here. Alright. And that's the hardest part of the track, by the way. That part we've just played doesn't get any more difficult than that. Alright, I promise you. Let's play what we've got. Here's our intro. We start the verse where the singing would start, our main melody. Alright, that's where we're up to. So now we're on the chord E minor on page 3. Nice easy chord this. All we're going to do is we're going to just bring all the other fingers on, leaving our 3rd finger on the 1st string at the 2nd fret, and it's telling me below to play a 6 and 1, then a 3, and then 2 and 1 together twice, but with the 1st string open, so no fingers on, so alright. And then we're going to put our 2nd finger on the 4th string at the 2nd fret and play a 4 on its own because that's what it says, and then 3 and 2 together. Then it's telling me to play the 4 again, but on the diagram you'll see no fingers. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to play 3 and 2. Open, because the diagram shows clearly that you've got no fingers on it. You see that? Dead easy, that little bit. I'll play that bit again from here. Onto page 4. Here we are. Page 4 kicks off with a C. Now, even though we're not going to play the 4th string, I always tend to put a finger on sometimes. A, to help me keep my other fingers down, but also there's a chance that my thumb just might come down a bit heavier than it should, and I might strike that string. But by doing this, it just covers you with a note that's part of the chord, should you do that. Okay, so that's what I always do. So if you're wondering why there's a finger there when we don't actually strike it, you probably will at some point, in which case you'll be in, you know, it's a safety net, if you like. So we're on page 4. I'm going to play 5, 3, 1, 1. That's all we're going to do. Then we're going to move to a D. Now I want you to play it like this. I want you to put your 2nd finger on the 3rd string at the 2nd fret, and I want you to use your little finger to play the 2nd string at the 3rd fret. You'll find out why in a minute, so I don't want you to use any other fingers. I want you to play 4, 3 and 2 together, Then I want you to remove your little finger and replace it with your first finger at the first fret. And just play the 2. Then I want you to take this finger off and play the 2 again. And then conclude with a 3 to end page 4. Let's do that again, page 4. 5, 3, 1, 1, 4, 3 and 2 together because it's in a bracket. Then 2. And then 2 again, but with this finger off. And then a 3. All right. Page 4 done. On to page 5. Here we are. Let's have a look at what we've got to do here. I'll run through this again in a sec for you so you can hear what it sounds like. Okay, so we're on page 5. We've got a G. We've got our third finger back here, but also we've got a first finger added to the second string at the first fret. And it's telling me to play 6 and 2 together, because it's in a bracket. Then a 4. And then you can see that that first finger's been removed, and it's telling me to play 3 and 2 together twice. I'll play that. Then it's telling me to play a 6, then a 4. And I'm going to spin my fingers around because the diagram's telling me to do that. I'm going to put finger number 2 here on the bass string at the second fret, and my third finger is on the third string at the second fret. And I'm going to play 6 and 3 together because it's in a bracket. All right, let me play page 5. I love doing it this way. It's really, really great. Even though I say so myself, I look at these myself. You know, when I've forgotten something, I go back to these and I actually pat myself on the back and say, you know what, that's a bloody good way of doing it. Okay, so, in fact, I was that busy bragging, I forgot what I was doing. All right, I'll go from the other page. I know where I am. Top of page 6. E minor 7th. All it requires is 1 finger, second finger there. All right, 6 and 3 together, because it's in a bracket. Then a 5, then 4 and 2 together, because it's in a bracket. Then another way of playing an A, but with a C sharp bass, easy chord. 1 finger across 4 strings, third finger on the 5th string at the 4th fret. Okay, 5 and 3 together, and then a 4th string. Let me play that. This is where it sings I Believe In yesterday. I believe in. Then we come to a C. Now again, I put all my other fingers on as well. I'm just so used to doing it, just makes life easy. 5 and 3 together. Okay. And then bring these 2 fingers up to a G and play 6, 3 and 2 together twice. And then 4, 3, 2. So I'll play page 6. And then we'd start that verse again. Now that's the end of part 1. Part 2 is this. Oops. And so on. Now, the middle bit, or part 2, is here. Now I'm going to put it up. It's all up down below on the link, but I'm not going to do that tutorial for this bit right now because I want to see how this first bit happens. Okay, if enough of you look at part 1, then I'll actually do a tutorial for part 2. But as I say, the paperwork is already down there for you if you want to work your way through it. There's other you can see me playing it a number of times in the past. You can look at that. If you prefer tab, there's an old tutorial I did with tab, but I swear to God, this is the best way to learn it. All right, if you do it like this, you can't put your fingers in the wrong place, and you'll know yourself with tab. You haven't got a clue, especially with classical playing. It's all right for lead guitar solos usually, because you're only playing like 1 note at a time. With this, you have to have your fingers, you know, orientated in such a way that you're anticipating the next note, all right, which is usually part of a chord. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed that lesson. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, please, folks. I want to try and catch up with my son, and I'm only about 300,000 behind him, so I need some help. All right, but until then, it's good to be back. You know what I'm going to be doing next. Angie, Big Yellow Taxi, which is great, and other bits and pieces, and I'm going to try and get them done over the next few days. I'll try. See you later. All right, you look after yourselves. Bye bye.